What's up, folks? Man Amazing here, and welcome back to the channel. Happy 2019. Hope you guys are having a great start to the new year. As you can see, we have a new channel name. So making some changes, the ones that I promised last year, I'm going through with them this year. So I'm going to have new artwork done soon. I figured if I'm going to take my game development serious this year, I need to separate my game studio from my teaching side, which is my YouTube, and kind of put them in their own separate basket. Also, if you can tell, I have a temporary headset for my mic, so it should sound a lot better than my laptop mic, but it's still on the cheap side, so it might not be all that great to where I want it, but it's a work in progress. Alright, enough of that, let's get started. Alright, so the first thing that you want to do is create an entity called Game HUD or Health Bar or whatever you want to call it. And you're going to add a component called UI Canvas Asset Ref, which can be found at the very bottom under UI. Once you have that, you want to open up the UI editor. For me, since I already have one, I can double click here and it'll open up for me. If you don't know how to find it, it's under Tools, UI Editor. Alright, and you see here that I have a slider for my health bar. And to recreate that, if you go to New, Element from Slice Library, go to Slider, you see something very similar here. What we want to do is take the handle and delete that, take the fill, stretch that out so that it matches the track, and then we're going to highlight the track along with the fill and change the height to something like 60. And then if we go to the scale, we can stretch that out something like that. And then since the pivot, we already have it here, we want to put it in the corner, and so when we move, we can just move it to the corner, something like that. Alright, and of course I added a text for mine. If you want to do that just for naming, that's up to you. Also, for lastly, go to the main component of the slice called slider, scroll down and make sure your value here is set to 100. So if I can delete that now, I have my health bar here. And what we're going to do next is add a component, and it's going to be a Lua script. And I called mine bind to health. Once you create that, let's go ahead and open that up. So as you can see here, I have a entity ID variable called health slider. We also have a gameplay notification bus set up for UI that takes in a float. And then we're connecting to that notification via this variable handler. Alright, so this event is called on the onEventBegin, so it's called once each time. And to show you guys where I got this piece of code from, if we go down to eBus, to UI, you will look for slider bus here, event, and you'll see set value here. So what this is doing is it's calling the slider bus, it's getting the event, it's setting the value of that slider, which is what we changed to 100 when we were setting up the slider in the UI editor, and it's looking for an event ID to call for that slider, which is why we created this bad boy right here. So we're going to call the self.properties.health slider, and then we're going to pass in data, which is this guy here, and I'm going to show you where we got that information from. Alright, and in our on deactivate, we're going to make sure that we disconnect and set to nil anytime this script is destroyed or when it's done, so it's not continuously calling or looking for that event even when it's not being used. Alright, make sure you have that saved, and let's head back to the editor. Alright, now that you have that set up, you should have your game HUD set, you should have your UI Canvas Ref added, and with the HUD that you created selected here, and make sure that you have load automatically checked. The next thing and the final thing to get out the way is want to create an entity or a player, or if you follow my FPS series, you should have the health script from that series, and that is a good starting place. But as you can see here, I have another Lua script with a current health. Let's open that up. Alright, and let's go through this one at a time. So in the properties, I have a current health set to 100. Inside of on activate, this is for temporary counting. If you're doing this through your bullet script or your health manager from the FPS series, this is not needed, but it's for the tutorial. So I have a health timer and a max timer. Now this is the ID that is being sent out each time that we need it to, and which is also being connected to from the health UI editor that we set up previously. So we're sending out it to an entity ID, which means anyone can listen to it, and if it's connected to it, it will hear that event being called. It's going to have the same parameters as the event set up in the UI. And then we're connecting to our tick bus for tutorial purposes. So now that we connected to the tick bus, on the on tick, which is available to us now that we're connected to the tick bus, you'll see that I have a health timer, and the health timer is equal to the health timer minus delta time, which is part of the on tick, which is the manageable frames or seconds inside of the on tick, which is what you want to use anytime you're doing anything time based inside of the on tick, as well as counting and things like that. So basically this is counting down from whatever I have the health timer set to, which is 1 second or 1 frame. So what I'm doing is, if self timer is equal to 0, equal to or less than 0, then I want you to set the health to health minus 10, and then we're going to call this gameplay notification bus, which is very important. So it's on event begin, which is going to be called once, like I said before. We're calling self bind health ID, which is this guy we set up here, and then we're setting the information, which is the float, to our health. That is what's being sent to the UI. Then we're going to set our health back to 1, and of course we have our on deactivate, which is disconnecting from the tick, as well as setting it to nil. Once you save that, let's head back into the editor. So once you have connected those things, you want to make sure that you set your health to 100. And by that, you should already have the health script selected if you're doing that. And when you hit play, you should get the effect of the health diminishing each second until it's no more. Alright, there you have it. But yeah, hope you guys are having a great day. Hope you guys are having a good 2019. Also, don't forget to join the Discord. I have revamped it. We have sections for Unreal Engine, Unity, Lumberyard, my assets, free and paid, just all around community building. If you guys want to be a part of that, the link will be in the description below. If you want to get to me after hours, so to speak, that's the way to do it. I hope you guys are prospering in your projects. But yeah, and until next time, keep developing.